Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. My name is Sandra Waldrop, and you are watching Kingdom Acres. This is my segment on craft round the clock. If you are not in that group, you want to be there today of all days. It is Fun Friday, and we have an amazing lineup for you all today. It is so much fun. Everyone is going to be sewing in 1 hour segments. Today we are doing 1 hour each. Normally it's 45 minutes, and so it's going to be so much fun. You don't want to miss it. So please come on in, grab your coffee, have some sips, wake up, yawn, and enjoy watching me this morning. Good morning, Miss Michelle. How are you? As you come in, please comment. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're up to today. It is graduation weekend all across America, it seems. And so we have a lot of excitement going on social media, people posting pictures of their graduates, their nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, all the things. And good morning, Miss Irma, how are you? And so there is just so much excitement, and I'm so happy to be here with y'all today. Good morning, LaDonna. Let me just grab my little stool here. So yesterday, I made a washboard with y'all, and today we are going to be finishing that up. Good morning, Miss Tracy. We're going to be finishing up that washboard with some sewn elements to it, so I can't wait to show you what we're working on. But I wanted to show you the washboard because I didn't quite finish it live with y'all because the slats for the corrugated area were not painted. Good morning, Miss Bonnie. So here we go. While I was, off camera, I painted this area a metallic gray color, and then I went in with my instant coffee and just sprinkled in some rust color. I dabbed some black acrylic paint and I smudged it with some black ink. Good morning, good morning. Irma, oh, thank you so much, Miss Irma. You're so sweet. Good morning, Bonnie. Be so creative. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So yes, again, craft around the clock. Everyone's doing sewing today. It's so much fun. So come on in, sip your coffee, and just enjoy while we do some fun crafts. So a few months ago, maybe I can't remember exactly when it was, but Miss Tracy had done some prairie dresses, okay, and I thought they were so cute, but I didn't have an opportunity to make any. So we are going to make some micro mini prairie dresses today. If you saw my description, so this is what I did. This pattern is on Etsy, and this is the normal size that it comes in. When you buy it on Etsy and you cut it out, this is how big your prairie dresses will be. Well, in comparison to my washboard, they're ginormous, right? They're just way too big. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Junk to Joyful, Lisa, Cheryl, Anita, good morning. Thank you for being here. Let me know what y'all are up to today in the comments. I know there's a lot of excitement going on around the world, the country, with graduation and everything happening. So this is too big, right? Way too big for my washboard. So what I did is I put this in my printer on copy mode, and I reduced the size. There's like a enlarge or reduce function on my copier, and I reduced it to 59%, and that gave me this, okay? So 59% gave me that. That's that's okay, you know, but it's still too big in my opinion for what I'm needing it for. So I put this one in. I made a copy of a copy, and I got this. Okay. Another 59%. So I shrunk it by 59% twice to get this. So we went from this to this. Okay, we are making micro mini prairie dresses today. And so we're going to do a couple of those, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to style it with my washboard that I made yesterday. Good morning, Miss Nancy. I hope everyone is well. We were up a little later than normal. Normally by like 9:30, we're getting ready for bed. We're in our pajamas. We're relaxing. And last night, it was 10 o'clock and we were still at the football stadium. But it's okay. It's okay. We had so much fun watching all the graduates from West Columbia High School graduate. We were there for my daughter's boyfriend, but there was other kids there that we knew who were graduating, so we were so happy to be able to yell for them and cheer and all the things. And I just think it's so much fun. There were quite a few people there who were very enthusiastic in their cheering, and I only had a minor heart attack like maybe 2 or 3 times because they would call somebody's name and then something would happen that I wasn't expecting. People had these confetti blower things. My alarm clock's going off. I forgot about that. Sorry, y'all. So they have these big confetti blower things, poppers, and when that started popping off, I was like, ah! It scared me. Oh, you haven't been to sleep at all yet? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Good morning, Stacy, Ocean Breeze, and me. Sorry if I've missed anybody coming in. Good morning, Miss Nancy. Oh goodness. Oh, sorry. Kind of got you guys shaking there. So, good morning, LaDonna. So anyways, it was just a fun night. At one point, I was laughing so hard. My daughter kept turning and looking at me. And you know when you're like with your best friend and you guys look at each other and you start laughing and you can't stop? This is what was happening to me. And so we kept looking at each other and laughing, and it was just such a good time. It was so much fun. So anyways, I'm going to start out by folding over my coffee stained fabric. I had this fabric in my sewing kit and I thought, wow, this is going to be great, but it was more yellow than I wanted it. I wanted it to be more vintagey feeling, so I brought it out and I coffee stained it, and I did that to a few pieces. Let me show you. This was in there with it as well, so I coffee stained that. This green was in there, coffee stained some green. I'm not too sure if there's a few of these that I probably will not use today. I did this blue, and it was already kind of a cream vintagey. Good morning, Bell's Creative Studio, Marsha. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Mary. Irma, good morning. Miss Stacy, good morning. So, anyways, Deborah, oh, that's so sweet. So I went ahead and coffee stained this with the coffee grunge, and I have that recipe pinned the top of my page in the featured section, linked to Miss Tracy's page with that recipe. It is amazing. I make it by the gallon because we go through it so quickly with all of the things, making my house smell like coffee, cinnamon, and vanilla. Oh, it's just so heavenly. So I did this one, and then if y'all had watched my strawberry, my no-sew strawberry tutorial, you'll recognize this. I went ahead and coffee grunged this material as well. It's still a little too bright for me, so I'm probably going to go over it at least one more time. At least one more time. And then I have my homespun that I coffee grunged, and I did this. I went over this one twice, just kind of one full, and then I blotched it the second time to give it more of that, you know, just blotchy look, which I love. So just little, and the thing that I love about this is that you can use bits of fabric, right? You don't need a whole lot of fabric to do this project because you're just making little teeny tiny baby dresses. Okay, now we're gonna get started, but I'm gonna tell you my 40-year-old eyes, okay, not always so great with the little things anymore. Oh, good morning, Kelsia. Ooh, that's a pretty name. And so, good morning, Miss Stacy. Come on in. Let me know where you're watching from. Good morning, Cheryl. And so, let me go ahead and get at least one of these cut out, so that we can get to the sewing, and I don't just talk the whole time. Oh, but we had so much fun. My husband has been working out of town, and he got off of work early and came home and got all, you know, good looking and fresh for going out to eat with their family, and then we went to the graduation, and we all sat together, and it was so fun. We got to meet, and this is my daughter's boyfriend that I'm talking about. We got to meet his extended family from Illinois, and they are just incredibly sweet people, very kind. I've got this one fly. I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, but this fly is just very in love with, I don't know if it's my perfume or what it is, but that fly is liking me this morning. Okay, so let me unfold this, the big unveiling. Look at how cute, just teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. Oh, good morning, Miss Teresa. Oh, watching from Illinois. Yay! Yay! Oh, so they're very sweet people. And my daughter's boyfriend's mom was like, "Oh, we're loud, we're crazy." I'm like, I come from an Italian family. There's nothing that surprises me. There's nothing that surprises me. I'm like, we could be sitting there just fine, and then all of a sudden somebody's flipping a card table. I'm like, don't be worried about what I'm gonna think, because I've probably seen worse. So, but it was great. So I'm just gonna flip this around so that no, I'm not. Nope, I'm not. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. South Carolina. Okay. I remember as a teenager, my husband had a South Carolina, like, football, I think it was a football team. He had a hat that was for that. It was like a light blue color. I think it was South Carolina. I don't remember. Hi, Teresa, Irma, Arizona. Ooh, my goodness. So here in Texas, we were at 100 degrees yesterday. That's what my car said anyways. I don't know. How hot was it in Arizona? I can only imagine. Growing up in southern New Mexico, that dry heat will just cook you. It will cook you. And I know that people always speak very negatively about the humidity in Texas. but I am actually a fan of the humidity. Yes, ma'am? Just use any of them. My daughter's collecting eggs and she's looking for a basket. Tennessee. Okay. 104. Oh, goodness gracious. That, man, we are not even in summer. It is still a spring month here. Okay. Our weather, you know, and it's so crazy because we go from like, oh, we're in spring, and then, oh, we're going to have a cold snap, and then, oh, no, it's 100 and something degrees, and everyone's just overheating. Okay, so if you notice me struggling, it is because these used to be my fabric scissors. They used to be, but then I got kind of lazy about it, and so now these are just my everything scissors. If you've seen my other videos, you see me using these scissors for everything, and so now I don't have fabric scissors. Oh, just Jackie. Good morning, Mary Snyder. Oh, Teresa, Stacy. Good morning. Welcome in, everyone. Okay, so I've got my my front and my back. Okay, look how cute. They're teeny tiny. Oh, I love mini stuff. I don't know about y'all, but miniature is just so cute. So cute. Okay, now we are going to put them wrong side to wrong side. And just as a precursor to this project, I'm going to tell you right now that I won't be sewing this entire dress, just because if I do, it's going to be really hard to flip it back. But you're going to see what we do. You'll see. It works out. Far West Texas, Midland and El Paso. Okay, it's so hot in the day. Yes. So, I grew up in Deming, New Mexico. After I was married back in 2003, we moved to Las Cruces, and we lived there for like 7 years or so. And then we moved to Odessa, and then from Odessa, we ended up over here south of Houston. And so I definitely know what you're talking about. I know exactly where you're at. Hello, Miss Sandy. Okay, so I've just got some black string, some black thread on my sewing needle. And you could use a machine for this. It would definitely make it a quicker project as far as the sewing goes. But the last time our sewing machine was used, and it's actually my daughter's sewing machine, my sewing machine has like a defect. So I'm in the process of troubleshooting that. But my daughter's was taken to competition, and when the girls went to use it, it did what it likes to do, right? It like jammed up and got all crazy with the thread, and so they ended up hot gluing their project, and they still took first. They took first because they still were able to make it look like you couldn't tell that it was hot glued. So anyways, okay, so wrong side out, and I'm going to start at this corner over here. I've got a knot on the end of my thread, just teeny tiny little knot. What was it? The crazy weather. Your oldest lives in Odessa? Yeah, it's grown a lot since we've moved. What year did we move? I think it was 2013, the beginning of 2013. We moved, we actually moved into an RV at that time and followed my husband around for a little bit before we settled in Angleton first, and now we're in West Columbia. But yeah, See. Oh, the beach. I don't know. I need to go to the beach over here. We haven't been yet this year. When we first moved here, we were talking about this last night. When we first moved here, we used to go to the beach all the time. And it was so much fun. But now we are at the point where it's like, do we really want to get our vehicle full of sand? Do we want to go through the trouble? The oil filled. Yes. So that's why we moved, is because the oil boom, it was really messing with the housing prices, and it was bringing in a lot of crime. We got broken into in our apartment, and somebody stole my laptop with all my two oldest baby pictures and stuff on it, and it was just like a laptop, a regular laptop. So there's no cloud, there's no nothing. Those pictures are just gone. So it was horrible. Anyway, so this is how it's looking so far. It looks like if you had an injury and you just got stitched up. That's all I'm doing, is just stitching my way around this, and I'm just going to bring it up into the end of the sleeve on the bottom part where the armpit is. And so I don't know how well y'all are seeing this. I tried to bring you in a little bit closer. Let me see if I can move you guys just a bit. Hopefully my whole thing doesn't come flying off. My tripod is like a clampy for my phone, and my phone doesn't fit in there quite as well as I would like it to. So if I move it and stuff, I risk it being ejected and y'all flying across the room. Oh yes, the beach is your happy place. When we do go, I do not ever regret sitting there and listening to the waves and collecting seashells and making those memories. It's just always like when I'm tired the next day or later on that day and my car's full of sand. Really, it's the sand. The sand is like, it's like my golden retriever's hair and glitter. It just stays with you. A constant reminder of where you've been and the life you've lived. Oh, goodness gracious. Good morning, Marty. Just Jackie crafting. Okay, let's see. I think I said to you before, it's letting me know that you're watching again. Facebook has been doing that. And I did notice yesterday after my live that there were some comments that I had missed. It didn't show up while I was working. Either that or they just flew by too fast and I didn't catch them. So I apologize for that. If it was me, I apologize. If it was Facebook, I still apologize. But just know it was not intentional. So anyways, yes, but I do love the beach. It's very soothing to the soul. It is. All right, so this is how we're looking here. And I'm just trying to keep them spaced evenly. Once we get this flipped over, it's not going to be that evident that I used black thread instead of like a cream or yellow thread that matches my fabric. Black is just what I had on hand. I really need to get my sewing supplies back in order. I used to be really good about, having those supplies just stocked up, but as my girls have gotten older and been doing their own projects and repairs and things, my supplies have dwindled, things get lost, moved, all the things. So I just need to get some organization down and repurchase some things. Get more thread and needles for hand sewing. This was the only needle I could find. So if I drop it, we are out of luck, because this is the only needle I could find yesterday. And I was so busy I couldn't go to the store. Oh, a couple of tralalas. Colleen, good morning. Oh, good morning, good morning. So, all right, I'm to the end here on this side, and I'm just going to go around that same little stitch a couple times, and then kind of twist my needle around that to make a little knot, and then pull it tight, and hopefully it works for me. It likes to get stuck sometimes, so you just pull it, pull it, pull it. There we go. And then I will give it a little snip. So that's one side. One side completed. And I'm hoping this is enough for the next side. Maybe I'm just gonna go ahead and put more on here because I don't want to run out. Don't lose my needle. My needle's trying to fly away from me. Anyways, so we had a fun night last night. It was very sweet. Very, very sweet. And we have another one to go to tonight. And then Saturday and Sunday are the parties for each one of those kids. So we will be doing all the graduation things all weekend long. And but it was funny though, because we're sitting there and people are shooting off confetti, and my high school homeschool daughter is sitting there and she's like, "Oh, you're doing that for me when I graduate." I was like, "Sweetheart, you are a homeschooler. You graduate inside of a church. Like we do have a huge homeschool graduation ceremony, cap and gowns, and like the whole 9 yards. It's not 230 kids though, right? So we get to make it a little bit more personal. You have to do. Oh wow! Now let me do the Seymour. Seymour. Oh, it won't show me the rest of your. It won't show me the rest of your comment. But yeah. It's always perfect when I start organizing. It's always perfect when I start organizing. And then after a few weeks go by or something, a month or two, it's like, revamp again. Just because, when you have daughters, the daughters want to do things too, right? They've got their own creativity, and that's just, the way God designed us. With a creative spirit. That's the way he designed me and my girls, with creative spirits. So, and just all the nurturing, all the things. So that's what we've got going on. But so my daughter wants me to do confetti in the church now, and I'm trying to figure out if that's something I can get away with. However, here's the thing, okay? In the state of Texas, as a homeschooler, you are essentially your own private school. And that is a Supreme Court decision, Leaper versus, oh goodness. It was the Leaper decision. I can't remember who they were versus. Anyways, and so when the kids go up to get their diplomas, who is handing them their diplomas? Their parents. So that means I'm going to be on stage with her when she gets her diploma. That's how it was for my oldest two. We were on stage with them, handing them their diploma and saying, okay, you know, I'm done teaching you all the high school things, right? We're done with that, on to new. This is getting all wonky. So, I don't know about shooting off confetti from the stage. But obviously, if she really wants confetti, I know several people who would be more than happy to shoot off confetti in the church. I mean, what other time are you going to get to shoot off a confetti thing in the church, right? What other time? So, I don't know. You could just, like, go around this like that. I like to stick my needle through the little hole of my thread whenever it loops. I like to do that method. It's up to you. These are going on a little display, right? So it's not like they're going to be played with. If I was making these for like doll clothes, which you could, you know, if you want to make them the size for like little Barbies, or I bet this size would work for a Barbie. Just reducing it by the 59% once, I bet that size would work for Barbie, or even Barbie's little sister maybe. I know those dolls are a little bit smaller. But if you did that, you would definitely want to give it more of a secure sewing, you know, little girls playing and taking the clothes off and putting them on, taking them off and putting them on. But I have done stitching like this on our way to like a drill competition where my girls wanted me to sew them different things for their clothes. I've taken their boot cut pants and ripped the seam out on the side of the pants and added fabric to give them like the bell bottom flares, and I just did this to sew it in. That's fun. That's always fun, driving or riding in a long trip, my husband driving, hauling horses, and I'm sitting there with my sewing kit, sewing pants, and getting their stuff ready, stabbing myself and my fingers with the sewing needle 1,000 times. You know, it's fine. Who needs feeling in their fingers? Not me. Really, the less sensitivity I have in my fingers, the better, because I have a tendency to, you know, when I'm cooking and stuff, I'll just like grab a noodle out of the boiling water or whatever, you know. And so the less I feel, the better, just because then I won't feel it being burned. So anyways, I'm almost to the end here. I'm getting a little knotted up here. So, but before graduation and everything tonight, we are right after this, I should say, we are spending our morning going to one of the local state parks, and we're gonna walk some trails and see some alligators and get some exercise in and visit with friends. And my friend is printing the girls some nature journals, and so they're gonna do some nature journaling, and so that's gonna be a lot of fun. They're gonna have their little little summertime nature experience out there visiting the wildlife. I have a friend though that we invited, and she was like, what are the chances that we're gonna see a snake? I was like, none at all. There's no nature out there. Of course she knew I was kidding because in Texas we have nature like indoors. If you are not careful, you can find a snake inside your house. You just have to be super mindful that the snakes like your air conditioning just as much as you do. Because even though reptiles don't like the cold, they also don't like the heat very much either. Okay, so that part's done. Okay, that's done. Okay, so I just went up the two sides, all right, and I know it's not looking the best, but we're just going to carefully turn this inside out. When I did this yesterday, I just had to kind of sit here and work with it. I did one yesterday just to make sure things would work out, and I'm just gonna use a little paintbrush to kind of help me push it through. And that's going to keep, because it's a little smaller than my fingers, but not so small it won't work. Okay, so we've got that, and I went ahead and I ordered the teeniest, tiniest little iron. Sorry, words aren't coming to me. So look at this. It's just so teeny tiny. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to give it a little bit of an iron just to help kind of flatten that out a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I love it. So adorable. It was like 10 bucks on Amazon. Okay. So, there we go. Isn't that so cute? Good morning, Erin. Good morning, Kathy Tips. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate you. Good morning, Pat. Lisa Coleman, welcome in. All right. So, you see, I did not sew up here. I'm just going to do little dabs of hot glue there because trying to get those sleeves to turn inside out after sewing them would be an absolute nightmare, and I'm not trying to cry on camera. Just kidding. Eileen, oh, thank you so much. All right, and I'm not done with it, okay? Look, so this is what we're gonna do here with this one. I've got a little bit of some polyfill, okay? And oh, you know what? I don't want to do that just yet. Let's go ahead and style her first, okay? I've got my little cheesecloth here that I've coffee stained, and like this should be enough for these little like micro mini dresses. You can do the smallest amount because it's going to, you only need maybe like an inch, a square inch. Oh, good morning, good morning. A couple of tralalas. Oh, where did it go? Hey. Oh, yeah, you worked on yours for weeks? Wow. Yeah, it always takes me a long time when I'm organizing and stuff. I like to invite my friend over who is fantastic at organizing. So I'm just going to hot glue this piece on, okay? I'm gonna hot glue that on. And if you look at this, I like that you can see the stitching on the sides. So I don't know how well y'all can see that, but I just feel like it's one of those little details that it just works. It just works. Then, in addition to my little cheesecloth, I'm going to use a tiny bit of Spanish moss that is very messy, okay? And then I had got a pack of these little wooden hearts, okay? And I'm just going to kind of glue this all on together, okay? And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Oh, there went my coffee maker. I was talking to y'all yesterday about my coffee maker. I just got up this morning and made my coffee. Even though my husband was here yesterday, he didn't make coffee because it was like he got here, he got dressed, we left, came home, went to bed. So he didn't make coffee. And so I got up and made the coffee. But yes, it's been like 2 hours and it just went off. It turned off. Of course it warns me, but when I'm in bed, look at that. Look at how cute that is. Now I want something to cover up that hole. And I'm just going to, I've got these little flowers. And I'm just going to break off a couple of these. Just going to take a couple. And I'm going to add these on over that hole. Going to try to kind of get that on there. Look at how sweet. I want to kind of, let me dab that, let me dab the heart with some coffee Grinch though, because that wood is kind of light. The wood is kind of light. Okay, I'm just going to use this so that I can kind of get in there. Are y'all seeing what I'm doing here? I'm just using my little paintbrush. I'm going around and dab, dab, dab. There's that. Okay. Now I'm going to take my polyfill and I'm going to stick it in there. Okay. So she looks like she has a body, okay? And I like it. I like doing that way because then, I'll move this. Actually, let me bring this over here. Then you can stand it up. You see that? Look at how cute that is standing up. Okay. I'm not putting it on the jar. I'm going to be putting them in here. Okay. And I've got one more that I've already made. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Okay. But I don't like the background. I'm not a fan of the background. So, we are going to fix that. All right. So I've got my coffee stained black and white checkered, and I think I'm just going to kind of cut it and get it. I'm going to try to get it in there straight as I can. I know that I'm okay with it having some hanging down, some fabric hanging down. Let's see, let me just cut off some of this excess so I have something to work with here. And we can get that put up for the background. Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay. So that's how that's looking. I think I can trim off a little bit on this side, and I can trim a little bit on the bottom too. Let me just count. Let me count lines here and see. All right, perfect. It's got perfect, because that's got like the little holes from the end of the fabric. I don't remember what that's called. Is it the salvage? I don't remember. I don't remember all the sewing terms. It has been so long since I've really been like sewing. But, all right. Let's see how that's fitting. Much better. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Mod Podge. Let me put my remaining sewing needle, goodness gracious words, sewing needle in there, and then we will Mod Podge that piece of fabric in. Okay. And so I'm loving the way this washboard turned out. It is just everything that I wanted. And I don't know if y'all saw my little wheelbarrow back here, but I just made that recently too. And it's like a little strawberry vignette is what I was going for. So that turned out super cute too. I don't think everything comes across on camera, but that in person, it is absolutely adorable. Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to put that down in there and kind of smooth it out here. I'm going to smooth that out. Okay. Then I have this little label. This is not on Etsy, it's mine. So if you want this image, please just shoot me a message and I'll send it to you. And I'm going to kind of like, I don't know, should I put it straight or should I put it straight? Kind of tilt it, straight or tilted? I don't know. I don't know what I should do. What do y'all think? Straight or tilted? Maybe if I make this where y'all could see a little better. Let's see. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go tilted. I'm a tilty person, okay? Tilty person. That is who I am as a person. It's just tilty. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over my fabric with Mod Podge. All right, and I'm going to let it dry for just a minute because I don't want my paper, this is just printer paper that I printed on, I don't want it to wrinkle. I don't like it when my decoupage stuff wrinkles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that dry for just a moment. I'm not going to do that just yet. Okay. Let that dry. And I'm gonna cut me a little piece of parchment. I'm out of parchment paper, so I saved this from yesterday, even though it's covered in coffee grunge from me staining my fabric. Tilted, you like it tilted too? Oh, great. Perfect. Perfect. I'm not the only one then. Okay. And I'm going to use my iron, and I'm just going to lay this in here, and then, I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then I'm going to cover it with the parchment, all right? I'm gonna unplug my iron so I can work without it. And then I'm just gonna iron that on real quick so that it's good. Let's see here. Trying not to let my iron fall there. Okay. Okay. That's how that's looking. All right. Now I'm going to put some hot glue on the bottoms of my dresses. Okay. How much time I have? I have 10 more minutes. Okay. I still have time. I can do probably one more dress, one or two more dresses, maybe. We'll see. That's how that one's looking, standing up in there. Of the image. How does ironing make it stick? Okay, so I put down Mod Podge first, and you want it to be dry, but just a little bit tacky. And then you just iron over it. And it is a no wrinkle method to decoupaging copy paper with Mod Podge. Okay? It's a little trick that I learned recently, and I am so excited for that because it works so great. It works so great. There was no adhesive. It was just plain copy paper. And look at how, like, there are no wrinkles at all. No wrinkles. Because, you know, when copy paper gets wet with the Mod Podge, it likes to wrinkle. And then you're, like, trying to smooth it out. You're putting your plastic wrap and, like, trying to keep it from tearing and stuff. If you let your Mod Podge dry a little bit or put on a thin layer, let it sit for just a few seconds, kind of dry, still be a little tacky just a bit. Put on your image with your parchment paper. You want to put parchment paper over it. Then iron. Use your iron. It comes out perfect. It is a no wrinkle method to decoupage. All right. Look at those. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Can you believe how cute they look? All right. So, if you had rusty, safety pins, rusty safety pins, you could add, you know, embellish all over this, do a little bow on the corner, stuff like that. I'm going to continue on with my dresses, but I'm not going to sew them because I want them to be flat. And so I don't really need it to have a back. So I'm just going to use it straight like this, okay? And then I'm going to glue it. Okay, I'm just gonna hot glue it on there, and then I'm going to embellish that. Just give it a few little dots on the corners, making sure it's gonna stay. I don't know where all it's gonna have contact when I actually set it down. So let's see. so much. Okay. Now, okay, there's my thing, and I'm just going to decorate it the same way. I'm going to decorate my micro mini Prairie dress the same way I did my other ones. Just a little piece of cheesecloth here. Let me see. I'm just going to glue it down. And on this one, I think that I will just do the flowers. I'm not going to do the heart and the Spanish moss. So I'm going to do a few flowers. Okay. Just a few of these little flowers. I got them. They were actually on clearance at Hobby Lobby. These little dried flowers. See here. I'm just going to put a little dot of hot glue there. You could do, if you had small enough safety pins, you could do a safety pin on the dress itself. I don't have micro mini safety pins. Nor was I really wanting to actually, where do I get the washboard? I made it yesterday. I made it live with y'all yesterday morning. So you definitely want to check out yesterday's live. I will be posting it to YouTube as well. My YouTube channel is Kingdom Acres Homestead with Sandra Waldrop. And I will be posting it over there along with the added recording of me painting this outside of my live. I just recorded it while I did it so that I could go and add it. Yes, I made this, and this is just a Dollar Tree box. These are paint sticks. These are the 5-gallon paint sticks. These are the 1-gallon paint sticks. And then these are the 10-inch craft sticks. Literally such an inexpensive craft, and it looks like something you could buy at Hobby Lobby, right? Like, it looks so awesome. I am in love with it. Thank you. Thank you. Just kidding. Oh, thank you, Miss Judy. So I've got one more little dress here. I had cut two because I initially thought that I would sew them, but I don't. Look at that. Do one up there, one down there. I'm loving it. Thank you. Thank you. I am a horrible liar. So if I ever make something and I don't like it, you will definitely know. I'm gonna be like, look at this. I'm horrible at pretending. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I'm excited about how this turned out. And I just hot glued it. I didn't do anything complicated. There was no drilling or anything fancy involved where I would have to use any power tools. I literally used tin snips to cut the wood down the way I need it. The 1-gallon paint sticks are not too hard to cut. You can probably use one of those miter cutting tools. I just used these, and it was fine. It worked fine. I was able to cut it straightish, and even if there are parts that are a little. Oh, thank you, Wanda. Thank you. Oh, let me see. I missed some. Marcia, thank you. Marcia or Marcia? I know somebody who has the same spelling, but her name is Marcia. So, okay, let's see here. I'm going to just glue my little apron on there, and my fan is blowing my parchment towards me. All right, just glue that on there. Let's see, we've got 3 more minutes. I can finish getting this all together. I'm so happy to have all this time with y'all this morning. I'm just gonna use some of this because I was initially thinking that this was going to have to be a 3-part series of me doing the dresses and then coming back and just putting it all together, but that extra 15 minutes really, Marcia, some call you Marcy. Okay, nice to meet you. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Elizabeth. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate y'all. I really appreciate the encouragement. I'm a person who needs encouragement sometimes. I think we all do, though. Even if that's not like necessarily like your love language, my love languages are quality time and physical touch. So when my husband is home, I'm like, I need you to sit on the couch with me, right next to me. I need to feel your arm up against my arm, your head on my shoulder, my head on your shoulder, whatever. But I like all of the love languages. I'm an all person also, so I do need some of the others sometimes. I do like presents. Now, I am a little awkward when it comes to receiving presents though, and I'm extremely awkward when I receive a compliment in person, but it still does my heart good. I don't know if that's making any sense, but it still does my heart good. Anyways, I'm just going to put these on here and then I'm going to let y'all go. Please definitely stay in the Craft Around the Clock group and continue watching all the different crafters, everyone sewing today. It's going to be so much fun. Y'all take care. Thank you again for being here with me. Thank you for homemaking a homemade home with me today. Y'all take care. Have a good weekend. Bye.